Is he yet? The chair now recognizes Mr. Krishnamoorthi for 5 minutes.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Let me begin with Secretary O'Connell. Secretary O'Connell, how many doses of vaccine are left in the I guess the stockpile that is to be administered at this point?
Thank you, Congressman. That's an important question. You know, as we look across our current inventory, it changes every day as vaccines are administered. And we have currently assessed that we have enough for doses. We have enough to be able to provide a boost to the 50 and older population that was just authorized and recommended by FDA and CDC yesterday. We do have significant concerns about whether we would have enough vaccine if we were to do a general population boost campaign in the fall, particularly if we're going to need a variant-specific vaccine. We don't have any of those doses, nor do we have any funding for those doses. Not only
can I just jump in? So basically what we have left is enough in the inventory for boosting those who are aged 50 and older. So how many people in the population are, I guess, younger than that particular age? Do you know?
I don't know off the top of my head. Would be happy to get that number. We have 330 million total that we look at. How many are below 50? I don't have off the top of my head.
I understand. What I am hearing from a lot of providers is that HRSA, the Health Resources and Services Administration uninsured program, is basically going to run out of money very shortly. Has it already run out of money at this point?
Thank you, Congressman. It has for one component that it's responsible for. As of last Tuesday at midnight, it stopped accepting claims for tests and treatments. So for reimbursing providers for providing tests and treatment to the uninsured, it no longer accepts claims for that as of last Tuesday. As of midnight next Tuesday, it'll stop accepting claims for vaccines. I'm sorry, Congressman.
Oh, you beat me to it. So as of last Tuesday, it stopped accepting reimbursements for tests and treatments. And then as of next Tuesday, it'll do the same for vaccines.
That's right. Okay. And these are the claims that the providers are submitting to them.
Well, I'm deeply, deeply concerned about that. My phone is already lighting up with text messages and emails from a number of providers who were expecting to be reimbursed from HRSA. And I suspect that's the case all over the country. And basically, we're looking at roughly how many people are we talking about who are going to be potentially left in the lurch, who would otherwise benefit from HRSA, basically.
So HRSA would know that number in particular, but the uninsured, several tens of millions of people fall in that gap at this point.
Let me ask you this about global vaccination. As you might know, I'm the co-chair of the Global Vaccination Caucus here in Congress, and we've been strenuously advocating for basically more funding to make sure that the rest of the world gets vaccinated, because that's the only way that we're going to get out of this pandemic. How much of the, I believe, $15.6 billion that has been requested is now being allocated for that particular purpose, global vaccination?
My understanding is that the administration's request is $5 billion for the State Department and USAID to do that work.
And what would they do with that money?
Well, we've already, as you know, the president committed 1.2 billion vaccines to the rest of the world. Of those, 500 million have been delivered to 112 countries, but we still have work to do there. So not only would it help get those next round of vaccines to the world, it would also make sure that they're administered. It's one thing to ship them to different countries. It's another thing to make sure that they actually enter arms. And that's part of the work that USAID is planning to do next.
So $5 billion would be sufficient to fulfill the rest of the pledge that was made?
So of course, USAID and state have made that request, and how much of the pledge it would, fulfill, we'll have to see. But that was what their
Can you
portion
please
of the request
come
was.
back to me on that, Secretary O'Connell? That's extremely important to me. I feel like we need more transparency on that particular piece because that's something that a lot of others care deeply about. I'm going to yield back because I have to go vote. Go
May I
ahead.
just chime in and say
Go
the
ahead.
critical importance of these funds? As you have seen the challenges in administering vaccines in this country, that is not lost in resource limited settings. 14% of resource limited settings of the populations in those settings have received one dose. We need administration capacity, we need surveillance capacity, we need vaccine safety capacity, we need data capacity in all of these places in order to deliver those vaccines and give them to the people.
Director, I would just say, I think we need a lot more than $5 billion for that, honestly. And that's where we need more transparency and more information from you on that. Thank you so much. I yield back. I have to go vote.